John Laws Week on the radio. When you listen to the man with the golden microphone, you got it all. Right across Australia. There were laughs, there was news, and a tear or two. There were good vibrations coming right through to you. Through your radio. Right across Australia. This is what he said. This is what he did. This is why you laughed. This is why you cried. This is how Lawsy kept you in the know. It happened this week on the John Laws Morning Show. Across Australia.
Well, I suppose you don't really know what you're capable of doing it until you face some kind of challenge. Well, Daryl Smith is a bloke from South Australia. He's a truckie. He found out just how brave he was when he was driving on a country road outside Mount Gambier and was confronted by a man in a ute. He was pinned under the dash of the ute and there was a fire in the engine that was blowing flames through the shattered windshield. I want him to tell you the details.
Oh, he was in trouble. When the phone from the cab, it forced me out and I just stood there for a couple of seconds just thinking, what am I going to do now? And he looked straight in my eyes and said, please help me, please help me. And I thought, well, there's no way I could walk away with someone burn. And we have a beer every 12 months of the day.
This man, Daryl Smith, is being awarded the Star of Courage for his efforts. They're only giving 2 this year. Daryl will get one of them.
This is the best of the Lawsy Week.
The story is dreadful. It involves the death of an 87-year-old man in a shop in Union Street in Cooks Hill around 5 daylight. I'm joined on the line by Detective Inspector Peter Jenner from the Newcastle Local Area Command.
Police were called to the premises of Frank's Ham and Beef at 27 Union Street, Cooks Hill, about 4:35pm after the 87-year-old gentleman was located in a unconscious state. He was attended to by ambulance and died shortly after at the John Hunter Hospital. We've formed a strike force named Rynan, and homicide detectives along with Newcastle detectives are investigating the matter.
Sounds like a good old bloke, 87 years of age, still working, and obviously somebody's targeted him, obviously a hero. Because of the old fellow's age, he probably was pretty easy to deal with. Tragic world, isn't it?
It happened this week on the John Laws Morning Show.
Let's give a big rap to the Sydney-based Islamic leader Fadi Rahman, because he's blown the whistle on hardline lunatic clerics who have decided that it's appropriate to use their sermons to tell their followers that they should endeavour to avoid paying tax by rorting Centrelink and operating a cash economy. You see, they consider the payment of income taxes contrary to Islamic or Sharia law that we hear so much about. One man who I can guarantee will give us some straight answers on this is Hazrat Sadi, legal advisor to the Australian Federation of Islamic Councils.
Well, I don't agree with that statement. Nothing surprises me with fanatics. Some clerics have shown that they've run out of goodwill on a number of things. And if that's what they're advocating, then they're not only being un-Islamic, but un-Australian.
What ever happened to telling it like it is? We do it here. Admittedly, we get into trouble quite a lot for doing it, but I don't care. That's the way I want to operate. Whatever happened to truth in advertising? An independent candidate for Wyong by the name of Greg Best. Now, Greg Best's How to Vote card says, and I think fairly accurately, we're screwed. And that's also the slogan featured on his election posters. But the Electoral Commissioner obviously hasn't got a sense of humour, didn't see the funny side at all, and the campaign material has now been rejected on the grounds that it's offensive. The man at the centre of this storm is Greg Best, who joins me on the line. You're screwed, mate.
Unbelievable, John, isn't it? Where's Bruce Beach gone? It's hopeless. The Commissioner is not the censor. How dare he move in on the community voice in this manner? I don't know where he's living, maybe down, in Vaucluse or Woolloomooloo or somewhere, but the folks up here in the Battler land and the regions, they fully agree with me. I've been inundated with calls and letters. We're screwed and there's no arguing the point, John.
As I said earlier, freedom of speech and truth in advertising. That's what it should be about.
You're listening to the best of the Lawsy Week.
What do you think of this for an idea? This being promoted by a political party. The party wants to let drug users get their hands on virtually whatever they want, whenever they want, with no threat whatsoever from the police. In other words, this political party wants ice users to be able to get their ice. This party wants ecstasy users, I imagine, to gobble as many tablets as they like, never mind the consequences. And under this policy, all the drugs would be decriminalised. This is being pushed by a mainstream, very important party, the Greens. And on the line is the leader of the Greens in New South Wales, Lee Rhiannon. Lee, good morning.
The Greens policy does not not encourage drugs use.
If you're going to make it legal, then you
No,
will.
we're not making it legal. Nowhere in our policy.
Well, you're decriminalising it.
Yes, there needs to be more resources to manage how people use drugs.
Why can't you just aim to get it and still make it an offence for people to putting their lives at risk by taking this stuff, which is a killer?
The Greens policy is about giving support to people who want to get off this dangerous drug.
If it's going to be floating around and you can't be in trouble for using it, God knows what the pushers will be pushing. And I'm sorry, I just don't see that as being a good idea. The Formula One season roars into life at the weekend, and how it's going to roar, let me tell you. Ralph Schumacher is on the line. How old were you when you first got into a motor car to drive one?
Go-kart, I was roughly 3 years old. Started there on. Yeah. I never did anything else, really.
No wonder you're good at it. I hope it's a terrific race, a safe race, and I wish you a lot of success, and the same to Arno.
Thank you very much.
Ralph Schumacher.
The best of the John Laws Morning Show.
The best pair of legs to come out of New Zealand, the former Mrs. Rod Stewart, Rachel Hunter.
Hello, how are you?
Are you still doing modelling, a lot of modelling?
The modelling is definitely around, and you still do it, but not at the capacity I was doing it when I was 15, 16, but it's still there. And I dabble into some of the, acting stuff and all the rest of it, but I kind of would like to do stuff more around the kind of home area and kind of get into more of branding and stuff down here for myself.
Nice to talk to you, Rachel.
You too. Take care. Thank you.
I will bye. Mightn't be the best talker in the world, but I tell you what, the best legs. Fantastic legs. Well, I have my little brother on the phone.
Yeah, how come you always sound so bloody good after a day like that?
Wasn't it good on the boat?
Dick Smith's talking about putting me in a helicopter today, and I haven't put anything in my mouth today at all.
You put plenty in it yesterday.
Oh, it was a great day. It was a lot of food too, folks. So
yeah, it was good, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, mate, I better earn $1 and you'd better go and take some Alka-Seltzer or something.
Something like that.
Are you going in Dick Smith's helicopter?
I think, well, I suggested it. That's why I'm not going to eat anything today.
Anyway, lots of love. I'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, mate. Great. Thanks for the day.
It's a pleasure.
See ya.
Another John Laws week on the radio. You listen to the man with the golden microphone. You got it all. Well, there were laughs, there was news, and a tear or two. There were good vibrations